There's a really funny video of Republican Senator Lindsey Graham from 1999, which has sort of been revived, and it tells us exactly why Donald Trump could well be impeached in 2019. Now, it's really important to understand the context, and that what I'm going to play for you is not to make an argument for or against the impeachment of President Donald Trump. It's to tell you that the arguments that Republicans are making today, even Republicans like Lindsey Graham, were ridiculously laughable back in 1999 when it was Bill Clinton that they were talking about impeaching. The term underlying crime has been used a lot lately, and the idea of underlying crime is that if Donald Trump didn't commit any underlying crime, in this case it would be personal collusion with Russia, that you can't impeach or indict him for cover-up related actions or so-called secondary crimes like trying to obstruct the investigation into whether or not he colluded with Russia. And Trump has been continuing to parrot this on Twitter. I mean, it's really getting a lot of oxygen. Trump tweeting, quote, "Only high crimes and misdemeanors can lead to impeachment. There were no crimes by me, no collusion, no obstruction." By the way, no obstruction, that doesn't appear to be true. So you can't impeach. It was the Democrats that committed the crimes, not your Republican president. Tables are finally turning on the witch hunt. So it turns out that Republican Senator Lindsey Graham actually has something very important to say about this. Why do we care what Lindsey Graham says? Well, we care what Lindsey Graham says because he's become one of the most sort of sycophantic, brown-nosing, unhinged defenders of Donald Trump and anyone that Donald Trump has determined is a good guy at this point in time. Throwing any bad argument has been doing Lindsey Graham time and again to see if it sticks. But Lindsey Graham actually laid out in really simple and clear terms that it actually doesn't matter if there was no underlying crime committed by the president. And Lindsey Graham actually goes further in the clip I'm going to play for you. Lindsey Graham argued in 1999, when it was about Bill Clinton, that it doesn't matter if there was any crime at all, that if the president behaved in a way that smears the United States, that requires the healing of the country after gross acts by the president, even with no crime being committed, or at least any indictment whatsoever, it would still be justified to impeach a president. Here's what Lindsey Graham said. Just apply it to today instead of to Bill Clinton, which is what Lindsey Graham was doing in this clip.
So the point I'm trying to make is you don't even have to be convicted of a crime to lose your job in this constitutional republic if this body determines that your conduct as a public official is clearly out of bounds in your role. Because impeachment is not about punishment. Impeachment is about cleansing the office. Impeachment is about restoring honor and integrity to the office.
So this is why, even though I don't believe there's the political will to impeach Donald Trump at this point in time, because you need some Republicans in order to do it, I don't believe that there is even really the time to carry out the removal of Trump via impeachment. Even if proceedings started today, I believe it's still faster to just vote in November of 2020 and remove the guy from a sort of practical perspective. I do believe that the impeachment debate would be absolutely logical to actually have in earnest in the House of Representatives. Start a House debate about impeachment to determine whether the circumstances justify starting impeachment proceedings in the House, which of course eventually get to the Senate needing to vote to decide what they believe should be done. That makes sense. And Lindsey Graham in this video, which I just played for you, makes it clear that impeachment is not about punishment. I mean, I'm quoting one of the biggest Trump defenders, a Republican here. Impeachment is not about punishment. Impeachment is about cleansing the office, as Lindsey Graham said. And there couldn't possibly be a term that better applies to the White House under Donald Trump and to the people around him than a need to cleanse the office. So it's Lindsey Graham himself who made the case very succinctly and very articulately 20 years ago. He wanted it to apply only to Democratic President Bill Clinton, but it actually applies perfectly to President Donald Trump in 2019. Support those who support the David Pakman Show, and today that includes our good friends over at BRD Bitcoin Wallet. These guys are awesome, and the BRD Bitcoin Wallet is absolutely perfect for anybody who's getting into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency for the first time because it was designed with simplicity and ease of use in mind. But you'll also love it if you have experience with Bitcoin. It's an all-in-one app for iOS and Android that lets you buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency using your credit card, lets you store everything on the app for free. You can trade and sell cryptocurrency within the app. And when you use BRD Wallet, you're the only person who has access to your Bitcoin. BRD doesn't store any of your personal information. You don't even have, nor do you need, a username and password on the platform. It's all within an environment that's virtually impossible to hack, so your cryptocurrency is safe. Extremely easy to use. It's how I store my own Bitcoin. I think you'll be impressed with it too. It's the first ever Bitcoin wallet in the iOS App Store, and now they have over 2 million users from more than 170 countries. BRD's mission is to make buying, selling, and storing Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies simpler, more efficient, and more secure, and they've done an awesome job. Check out my interview with Aaron from the BRD team. We had a really interesting discussion about the state of cryptocurrency going forward. You can also download the BRD app for iOS and Android. I've put a link right underneath this video.